Alright, now that we got a good grasp on what TB is all about, let's move on to how we can keep it in check, especially in the workplace. This part is all about OSHA standards and regulations. Don't worry, we'll keep it simple and straightforward. Let's start with the basics. OSHA has some great guidelines for TB prevention. These guidelines focus on several key elements. Administrative controls. These are policies and procedures to reduce the risk of TB. Think things like conducting risk assessments, screening employees for TB, and having a TB infection control plan in place. Environmental controls. These include physical measures to reduce the risk of TB, like proper ventilation systems, using HEPA filters, and UV lights to kill bacteria. Respiratory protection. This means making sure everyone uses the right kind of mask and respirators, especially in high-risk areas. First up, let's talk about OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. These guys are there to make sure your work environment is safe and healthy. One of their key tools for TB control is something called Directive CPL 02-02-078. Sounds fancy, right? But it's basically a set of guidelines that help employers prevent TB exposure at work. This directive is a detailed playbook for TB prevention, covering everything from identifying risks to implementing control measures and conducting employee training. Here's some specifics on what Directive CPL 02-02-078 includes. How to assess the risk of TB in different workplace settings. This involves identifying job tasks and environments where employees might be exposed to TB. Guidance on implementing effective control measures such as proper ventilation, the use of negative pressure rooms, and the application of ultraviolet germicidal irradiation. The importance of training employees on TB risks, symptoms, and prevention strategies. This ensures that everyone is aware on how to protect themselves and others. Regular screening and surveillance of employees, especially those in high-risk settings. This helps in early detection and prevention of TB spread. Types of respiratory protection required for different levels of exposure risk, ensuring that employees are using the right equipment to stay safe. Protocols for managing employees who may be infected with TB, including procedures for isolation, treatment, and follow-up care. Next, we have the General Duty Clause. This is a big deal in OSHA regulations. It says that employers must provide a workplace that's free from recognized hazards that could cause death or serious harm to employees. So even if there isn't a specific OSHA standard for TB, this clause still holds employers accountable for keeping TB risks in check. Basically, it's all about doing the right thing to keep everyone safe. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of respiratory protection and personal protective equipment, or PPE. We've got two important standards here, 1910.134 and 1910.132. Standard 1910.134 covers everything you need to know about respiratory protection. It includes guidelines on selecting the right respirators, how to wear them, and how to take care of them. Think of it as your go-to guide for all things respirators. Then we have 1910.132, which is all about PPE. This standard covers the general requirements for using protective gear like gloves, masks, and gowns. It ensures that the PPE you use is effective and that you know how to use it properly. Okay, so we've got all the standards, but how do we actually put them into practice? Implementation and compliance are key here. Employers need to conduct a hazard assessment, identify the TB risks in the workplace, choose the right PPE. Based on the assessment, select the appropriate PPE. Train employees. Make sure everyone knows how to use the PPE correctly. Maintain equipment. Regularly check and maintain the PPE to ensure it's in good working condition. Following these steps helps ensure that everyone is protected and that the workplace complies with OSHA regulations. Proper signage is super important when it comes to controlling TB. Signs help communicate the risks and the necessary precautions to everyone in the area. OSHA has specific regulations about what these signs should look like and where they should be placed. For example, biohazard signs. These should be posted in areas where there's a risk of TB exposure. They should be clear and easy to read with symbols and text that indicate the presence of a biohazard. Instructional signs. These provide information on what to do in case of exposure, where to find PPE, and how to report any issues. A good example is placing a biohazard sign on the door of a room where TB patients are being treated. This lets everyone know that special precautions are needed in that area.